Well, hello there and welcome to this F1 2017 Sauber career mode that I'm doing. We're at Hungary now, so we're now into the second half of the season. First of all, apologies for the way the last episode just abruptly ended without an outro or anything. I was going to do the Classic Invitational event, but I was really struggling with it. I did it, I think, 3 or 4 times and just couldn't do it, and then I sort of rage quitted towards the end, and when I did that I realised, I was still recording, so I'm going to have to edit it out. So that's why it wasn't shown in the end. Although, however, even if we don't manage to do it, if I have a look here at the competencies bit, it does actually count. There you go. We've now done 1 out of 3. So even if you fail to do it, it still counts that you've completed it, which is nice, which means I don't have to complete it to get the next unlock. It just does it anyway. So next time it does come up, we'll do it. And yeah, this time I'll try to not rage quit so you can actually see what's going on. So we'll have a quick look at everything in here then. Resource points were at 1842, largely thanks to a very, very good practice session. We got perfect in everything, a full 275 out of 275 points. As for the parts, the ICE going into the qualifying session is sitting on 58, but everything else is 23, 36, 4% there for the fifth energy store, 35 for the turbocharger and 5% for the electronics. The gearbox, this will be our 3rd race with the same unit and we're at 36%, so there's a good opportunity here to get all 6 races out of the way before we have to change gearbox, although we will have to take a new one anyway, so we'll probably still have a gearbox penalty. But as for the upgrades, after qualifying in a race we'll probably have 2,000, which will give me 4 of these if I want them. And I've noticed as well, if I was to do this one here, which is the ICE, which is something we do need because we're running through them quite a lot, and the 5th one as well, we unlock both of them, we can go straight away to a major engine upgrade here, because they're linked, so that you can see they're linked, which is quite nice. And if you go back to number 2 here quickly, where are we going? Oh, I've got to do it. Oh, the best thing to do is do it this way, so don't mess it up. If you got a number 2 there, you can see the dotted line on the left-hand side after number 3 is not shown. But you go to number 3 and do it, it immediately comes up. Same up here as well. If we were to do number 3 for the gearbox, we would then be automatically able to do number 3 or somehow link all these up. So there might be a way to get some of these done, certainly like these 2 here, and then having, well, it's 1,500 and it would take 4 weeks, but it's a massive hike in our engine performance, which will get us right up to Toro Rosso as well with the Renault engine, so that's something to look forward to anyway. The problem with spending a majority of my resource points on the actual durability for all the parts is that we will start to fall behind in everything else with upgrades of a car. And I know that this being a 10-year career or however long I do it, I know that all teams will eventually end up being the same at the end once all the teams do up their upgrades. So I'm sort of sacrificing initial performance gain but getting the reliability in, which I want to have pretty much all completed for the start of season 2, and then we can basically just pound away at all the performance parts and then maybe start making some nice leaps and bounds over everyone else. So we'll exit the laptop, we'll listen to the voicemail and see what the target is for the qualifying session at Hungary. So qualify in 19th place and try to beat our rival Romain Grosjean. So pretty much standard. I think most of this season will be to qualify and finish in 19th place, which is nice because if you look there on the right hand side, we're now completely at the max on the purple. And also if we go to the reputation level, you can see Renault, Haas and certainly McLaren are the favourites to be offering us a contract either at the end of the season or maybe in a few races time, I don't know. So we'll go to short qualifying then, 12 minutes at Hungary. We'll get out there, we'll do a couple of laps, see where we end up on the grid. Practice pace has been okay. We're sort of pretty much bang on the pace of both McLaren and our teammate, like it has been for the majority of this season. So yeah, pretty much the way it always has been. So we'll see what we can do and maybe find a bit of extra pace and maybe start creeping up to the midfield guys if we can. So then, in the garage, already got a setup on the car. I will show it. I said I was going to start showing setups, and I think the last few races I haven't. So then, aerodynamics 9.8, transmission 50.73. The suspension geometry is completely bang in the middle. Suspension's changed around a little bit, kept the ride height at 5 because there's a few bumps lying around. Brakes 80.54. The tyres, I'm tempted to put the tyre pressures up a little bit. In fact, we will actually. Go on. We will a little bit just to see what we can do. And the weight distribution is at 7 as well. So we'll go to the fuel load, drop that down nice and low. Tyres, yep, super softs obviously. Why would I even attempt soft tyres? It doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, so we'll go out in the track then, do a flying lap, see where we are, and then if we've got time at the end, go for another one to try and improve on our previous time. So just come around to complete the outlap. Hungary is not a favourite track of mine, and in fact a majority of the races after Silverstone I always seem to struggle on, so I'm not expecting miracles here, but we'll give it a go and see where we end up. So with just over 5 minutes left of the session, Hamilton is currently on provisional pole position. It was a scrappy lap, it wasn't great. 6 tenths off our teammate, we're 3 tenths off in sector 1, 2 tenths off in sector 2, and pretty much level in sector 3. So yeah, we need to find some pace, but it certainly wasn't a quick lap. I've gone a lot quicker than that. I've definitely got into like a low 21 before, so yeah, we'll try to get back out there and try to beat our teammate at least. Okay, just enough fuel to do one flying lap. Let's try and get above her teammate. So Hamilton's taken pole position from Raikkonen and Bottas third, Vettel in fourth, and then the Red Bulls on the third row and Williams on the fourth row. Perez and Hulkenberg complete the top 10. Yeah, it was just a scrappy lap, wasn't it, really? It was no real much better than the other one. We did get into the 21s, but Verline's also managed to improve. So yeah, we're 4 seconds off the pace. And we've got it all to do in the race, unfortunately. So the resource points then for the qualifying session. Another 50. The rivalry. Yep, we're still slipping away from Grosjean. And the reputation as well, unfortunately, we've lost a little bit there because we haven't managed to finish 19th or beat our teammate. So we'll listen to the voicemail then, see the targets for the race, but it'll probably be finish at least in 19th. Indeed it is 19th place across the board and beat Grosjean if we can. A quick look at the laptop then to see the bits on the car. Make sure that everything is okay. Well, there's not much else I can do really. 6% for that, 8% for that, that's the best one it is. Yep, so we'll go to the race then and see what we can do from 20th place on the grid.
After an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. Kimi Raikkonen starts today from pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Verstappen, Daniel Ricciardo, and Hamilton, Massa, Stroll, Perez, and Nico Hulkenberg, Sainz, Magnussen, Romain Grosjean, and Palmer, Ocon, Alonso, Stoffel Vandoorne, and Pascal Wehrlein. A Sauber and Daniel Kvyat completes the grid.
So then, 2 guys have got grid penalties. Hamilton has been demoted from pole position down to 6th, and Danny Kvyat starts in last place, so that's promoted us to 19th, which is nice. Race strategy, super softs onto soft tyres. It worked out quite well last time at Silverstone, but we did have quite a bit of pace on there, to be honest. So I think I will stick super softs and I will stick to this strategy, saying 20.2 laps worth of fuel for an 18 lap race. So I'll take that. We'll go to the race, get the formation lap out of the way, and yeah, try and have a relatively clean first couple of corners. So then on the grid, 5 lights are coming on now. Let's have a good one. bogged down a little bit. We've got Kvyat next to us, so we'll take it easy into turn 1. Managed to make a few positions up to 16th. Oh. Seems like there's quite a few guys around me at the back here, starting on the soft tyres. So we've got to try and make a few positions up early if we can. Nice move into turn 1 on Grosjean, up to 14th. Another nice move into turn 1. I've got to be a bit ballsy now. I've really got to push it. Honda reliability lets down Stoffel Van Dorn, he's out. Just come around to complete lap 6 of 18. Put it into standard fuel mix now because when I do pit for the soft tyres, I want to be able to run it in rich and try and get an undercut over the guys ahead of me. Oh, we've outbraked ourselves a little bit. We're going to have to go for a bit of a cheeky dive bomb on Hulkenberg, and it somehow managed to pull off. And we've managed to pick up a 5-second stop and go penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So any chance I had of maybe sneaking a top 10 is now completely out the water. Oh, Stroll's got a problem, going very slowly. Well, I thought it was a stop-go, which means stop-go penalty, but it's 5 seconds added to my race time. We did get held in the pits, but I think that was just because a few cars were coming past us. So I think I've just got a 5-second time penalty to be added on at the end. It's at this stage now. After that mistake, I've lost a toe from Hulkenberg. I'm going to be coming under attack from a few people behind me here. Oh, Palmer's hit me up the rear. Oh, a little bit of contact with Grosjean. Maybe keep 12th for now. Oh, I'm living life dangerously here. So into lap 15. Oh. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, and Grosjean's tagged us. Wow. What a cunt. Well, a couple of corners to go then. It started off quite promising, to be honest. I was having quite a lot of fun passing people, and then, yeah, from pretty much the pit stop onwards, it's just fallen downhill. So Bottas has won the race. First time we've seen Bottas win for quite a while, I think, with Vettel in second. Hamilton recovered from his grid penalty to take third, with Ricciardo fourth. Raikkonen fourth, Ricciardo fifth. Force India sixth and seventh, which is good for them. Magnussen eighth, Sainz ninth, and Massa 10th after making a second pit stop. And we were battling the likes of Magnussen, Sainz, and Hulkenberg early on, so we had an outside chance of a point or two, I think, in that race. Further down, there's our 5-second penalty. So, yeah, we have unfortunately finished behind Verline. No thanks to this fucking idiot right here for tapping us into a spin. We finished 17th because Verstappen had to make a second pit stop as well towards the end of the race. Stroll, we knew, had problems and was a lap down. And Van Dorn, we knew, retired. So, that's probably one of the worst weekends I've had so far in this season. So, standings then very quickly. Hamilton retains his lead at the top on 211 points. Raikkonen in second on 175. And Bottas extends his lead over Vettel in third place to 159. Further down, I think we've now dropped down to 16th place because Magnussen's picked up a handful of points in that race. So, we're still comfortably ahead of the McLarens and Sauber in both the drivers and the Constructors' Championship. Toro Rosso have moved 1 point ahead of Renault, and as I said, I think in the last race there's now just 2 points between Toro Rosso, Renault and Haas, and looks like we're going to be sitting on 9th place at the end of the season unless McLaren spring a surprise and score a load of points in a race or two time. So then the resource points for the race, only 104, but it has got us over the 2,000, which is nice. And this would have been the first driver bonus as well, another 25. Qualifying and race pretty low down, but the practice session 18 points anyway, which is quite nice. The rivalry, we continue to slip away. That will probably be all over in a race or two's time. And the reputation level has sort of, it's a little bit. Over the course of the weekend, it's gone down a little bit, really. We did manage to finish 19th for higher, but we failed to beat Verline, which would have put us right at the top of the purple again, which is a shame. And finally, the career score. This would be nice for practice, and then qualifying in a race would be pretty dire. 7,884. We probably had a possibility there of getting into maybe 9,000 if we had a better race, unfortunately. So that's it then. We'll have a quick look at that laptop. How are these doing? Yep, so I will be ordering a new power unit, unfortunately, for... What is the next race? Is it Belgium by any chance? It is Belgium. Okay, that'll be fun then. So yeah, I'll probably end up ordering a new ICE, and probably, I don't know if I should order a new gearbox or not. We've done 3 races, 3 races of this one now, and it's at 43%. So we'll do 6 races. So yeah, we'll probably have to order a new one as well. So then we'll have a look at the upgrades. We've now got enough to do 4 on the durability. Although, to be honest, we could probably do, let's say, both of these here, but they do take 2 weeks. And I want to kind of wait. I want to now wait until we can do them like in a week's time after doing a few more classic car events. The chassis and all that is very, very poor, as you can see there, against all the other cars. But I think we're going to stick to durability then. ICE, we do need that upgraded, and we do need... Can we do that one? Unavailable? Why is it unavailable? I've got to wait a week. Oh, okay. So I've got to wait a week. So then, we've got 3 more to pay for. What can we do? What's this one down here? Electronics. The electronics seem okay, to be honest. The electronics seem fine. Gearbox. We will have a bit of gearbox. And what's this one over here? This is the turbocharger. Oh, I need number 1 for the turbocharger. I don't know. I might as well do the turbocharger as well. And what's this one here? MG UK. We'll get that one done as well. So there we go then. We've now just spent 2,000 resource points. We've got, I think we're probably almost halfway now in all of the durability, getting all that nicely done. So once all that's, we'll probably all of that done before the end of the season, and then going into season 2, we'll just max out. Or what we'll do, if we manage to get the durability done before the end of the season, which is a high possibility, I'll then come over here and start spending money on these sort of things to have everything more efficient and cheaper as well. So then we can absolutely blitz it through season 2. Every time we can do an upgrade, chuck it on the car. It'll be here in a week's time, and we can start making leaps and bounds out. But for season 1 anyway, it's just getting used to the new circuits and just getting everything ready now really for season 2. So that is the end of this episode then. Pretty disappointing after a reasonable practice session. The first half of the race was really fun, actually, running against all the guys around me and putting some nice little overtakes on into turn one. And then, unfortunately, the speeding penalty in the pit lane and then the contact with Grosjean pretty much ruined our race. Otherwise, if it wasn't for that, we may have had a possibility of maybe knocking on the door of a point. But, such is life. That's the way it is. So thank you very much for watching, and join me again for the next episode in a few days.